My dear friends, once more, welcome to another interesting edition of our program. And okay, let me say, I hope you are doing well. Recently, I had the opportunity to speak in a conference, and I was assigned to speak on the theme delayed gratification. And I was supposed to speak to children whose ages range from 5 to 15. And yes, I was after this program, from the echoes and the reaction I got, I felt that as a trained theologian, because it was a secular setting, and after we were just coming from London for a program, and I was supposed to do this program, and the reactions I got pushed me to make this video for us to share. Like I said earlier, it was a secular program that was asked to speak in this conference that needed involved children from the ages of 5 to 15. And the theme was delayed gratification. And as a trained minister, I thought that it would be important that I make another edition of this program and try to give a Christian perspective. And so this program this day, we'll be talking about delayed gratification, a theological perspective. Delayed gratification, a theological perspective. My name is Michael Ujubuka, and I'm glad to have you there. Dear friends, delayed gratification. What is it? I will begin by giving us an illustration. And this guy, Walter Michels, like Michael, my name, Walter Michels was an American psychologist. In the early 1970s, he conducted an experiment. In this experiment, they brought children whose ages range from, I think, 4 to 6. 4 to 6 years, the wind is too strong, and so he's trying to push the camera to be patient. Thank you. Their ages range from 4 to 6. The wind is blowing, the wind is so strong here in this part of the world. I pray that, it's getting better now. Like I said, the ages of the children that Walter Michel, remember, he was an American psychologist. He conducted a research, an experiment on children whose ages range from 4 to 6. Now, what happened is that these children were selected and brought into a room. And, marshmallow or food of their choices was brought to the children and kept beside them. And the children were told that they are free to eat the food that is theirs. But then there was another clause that they said that those who are able to persevere for an extra 15 minutes will get extra portion of their choice meals. Now, this is the meal is presented to the children whose ages are 4 to 6, young children, and so this is your food. This is your meal, the choice meal. You are free to eat it, but if you can persevere for extra 15 minutes without eating, you will have extra portion given to you, more food given to you. And the children were left in the room, and the officials left. The children came within themselves. When the officials left, some children started eating their food. After it's their right. They ate their food and they got to the finish. Some did not eat, they persevered because they're looking forward to an extra portion that will be given to them if they wait extra 15 minutes. Now, so experience showed that in the later part of their life, when these same children were about my age, 40 and above, it was discovered that those children that were able to persevere, were able to discipline themselves not to eat the food and to sacrifice for that extra 15 minutes to have a greater portion. In life, when they were 40 years and above, most of them did well academically. They have better social skills. They were more disciplined. In fact, most of them were better off in life in terms of position in society. Whereas those who were not able to persevere at a younger age, most of them end up to be just like that in the society. They could not catch up with their friends who had a spirit of sacrifice, of resisting temptation from young. And this is what we call delayed gratification. Walter Mitchell now says that delayed gratification is the ability for us to sacrifice for the particular moment because we look forward to something better in future. We are able to postpone our current temporal maybe enjoyment or whatever because we look forward to do something better in the future. And so this is what I want us to talk today. And so I was trying to help the children in the seminar. So this is what you ought to do. If you are able to sacrifice and delay, you are urged for now. There can be something better coming in the future. And this, I discovered, that affects every aspect of our lives. If we are able to make good choices, make our goals, and we work towards them, most often than not, those people who sacrifice for the moment, who are not excited to eat what is happening at the moment, or want to catch some certain type of lifestyle at the moment, in future they can be able to be counted as those who are more successful in life. So this is a message for all of us. Since I'm going to have a theological perspective, I'm going to look at Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. I hope I'm right. Or the better say, sorry, Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. No, Hebrews chapter 12. I'm sorry. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. Yes, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. We are going to make a theological perspective of the theme of when we're looking at delayed gratification. And because we want to give a theological perspective, we'll look at Hebrews chapter 12, the verses 1 and 2. Now, let us understand that with delayed gratification, we are able to be masters of our desires and not be slaves to our impulses. Again, I take over again. If you are able to practice delayed gratification as compared to instant gratification, immediate enjoyment, if it is well planned, the future is always brighter. Are you a student? Are you a worker? Are you a spouse? Are you a boss? Are you maybe a patient? Are you going through certain things? If you can sacrifice, if you can delay, those who ate theirs now will discover that those who left theirs, even like it's usually like savings. If you save more now through money or something, you are able to have interest that can do better for you in the future. So delayed gratification is something that is worthwhile for every Christian to practice. My dear friend, here is what I want us to pick up and take up home. You may be asking yourself, but what is the result? What do I benefit to have to practice delayed gratification? After all, normal impulse shows that what you receive now, you eat it. Somebody said that when to enter a millennium own, when to enter a millennium own, and so why should I wait? You know, I grew up in a corner, and as a young guy growing on the corner, we used to eat as we find it. Since most often than not, it was not always it was not always guarantee that you will get something tomorrow. When something comes up now, we rush over it. It is better that we store in our stomach, like the goat. We prefer that we eating now because we are not sure that we may have it again. Yeah. So delayed gratification may be a problem to people who grew up under suffering, under poverty, who grew up under hardship. When you tell about delayed gratification, they think that you are not making sense to them. Because they say, after all, why should I delay if I've gotten one now? I never knew I'll get something. Now you're telling me it immediately because no one knows. But that is a danger that goes to certain context and certain situation. But in those same situations, people have been able to practice delayed gratification, to be patient, to save, and to make it better in future. Now I understand better why some economics say that the best time to save is when there's hardship. And you ask, how comes, can we say the best? So the best time to save to get is when you are in hardship. My dear friends, benefits of delayed gratification. The first benefit is that it helps you to develop resilience. You can resist. You can chop fire. You can persevere no matter what you are going through, because you look forward to something greater in future. Remember those children, those who were able to resist the urge to eat their food at that present moment and wait for extra 15 minutes, were sure of something more. The wind is so strong over here, this part of the world. We're sure of something more in the future, and it came. Yes, and it came. Yes, yes, and it came. They were sure of something more, and it came because they were able to practice delayed gratification. Now, that's the first thing. You develop resilience. You develop a spirit of perseverance. Even the scripture says Jesus was able to resist the temptation. Do you know? Guess what? Do you know that while Jesus was on the cross and they were hitting him with a nail, do you know that he could have said, "Oh no, I'm no longer the Messiah"? He would have been carried by the current pain and then give up. That is what instant gratification does. People are not able to resist the urge. That's why we always say that. Please, for Christians, don't eat your seed because you saw other people eating their harvest. I'll take over again. Don't hurry and eat your seed because you saw other people eating their harvest. Your own time to harvest will come. Learn to plant. That is what we talk about, delayed gratification. Some people are eating now around you. Some people are driving good cars around you. Some people are succeeding around you. If you saw what they were yesterday, also years behind. When I used to be a pastor as young as I was in Banso in Kingdom Parish in Bui Division of Bui Presbytery in Cameroon, I always say that, you see, if you see the mouth of the chief or the fawn with all the mustache, the hair, you will never believe that the king or the chief or the fawn had ever sucked the breast of the mother, but he did, because time has changed. Grow up and know that no matter how difficult it is now, if you are able to practice delayed gratification, a time will come that you will celebrate. Some of you listen to me, there was a time when you never had the status you had. Maybe before you were like a student or a worker, today you are a citizen. Maybe before you were struggling with a certain level, today you have grown up. You have grown, because sometimes it's because of delayed gratification. So there is a benefit. If you are able to, delay gratification helps you. If you delay the spirit of delayed gratification, persevering, gathering, a time will come that you will enjoy the fruits in a better way. So please, don't eat your seeds because people around you are eating their harvests. A time will come that you eat your own harvest. The second point is that delayed gratification helps us to gain clarity about the goals that we want in life. It helps us to actually pick out what we actually want and our aspirations. When we delay our current enjoyment, it gives us time to think and reflect. Give us clarity of purpose and vision, and you can see that, okay, this one, even in case of marriage, in case of studies or a job. I was the other 2 days ago, I was going through the status of one of my friends. His name is called Leotech. His real name is, I think, is Mr. Akebe. I think Leonard. I saw in the status, it says that sometimes when we repeat, we'll get it better. I think something like that. He was trying to talk about the idea that when we fail or make a mistake, it gives us opportunity to do it better. When we repeat it, we'll do it better. That's what delay gratification does. If we are able to delay the excitement, our peers are carried by the fact that others are doing this, want to do it too, and we say no, we have to delay. Sometimes at the end we benefit because we get more. We have clarity. We might even change our vision and change our purpose because of the experience we are going with time. So that's the second point. We said the first point was delayed gratification give us help us to develop resilience. We resist, we persevere. Second thing is that delayed so strong over here. The second point is that delayed gratification, yes, yes, this wind is so strong, so strong. The second point is that delayed gratification, as I said before, gives us the sense of clarity of purpose, of vision, of goals. I already explained that. The third one is that the delayed gratification helps us to reflect on the true on what matters a lot. Once we practice delayed gratification, we have time to reflect on what matters a lot. There's what we call the scale of preference. And we may put some things at the top. Such things happen when we are able to practice delayed gratification. It gives us the time to reflect and to put a scale of preference, to know what to choose, what to take first, what to take next. Now, the fourth point is that it teaches us to be able to control our impulses, our appetite. Like I said before, it helps us to be master of our desires, and also are not slave to our impulses. You know, some people the least urge they have, they want to satisfy it. And that's why sometimes we have sexual promiscuity, corruption, banditry, lifestyle, because some people are directed by their impulses. And most often than not, they regret the decision they took because they were directed by their impulses. But what we are saying is that with delayed gratification, you are able to develop that tough skin, thick skin, that even if you feel a certain urge, you can do without it and you still cope. That was sin. So delayed gratification is very important for us to master, so that we can be able to know how we can live a good life. With delayed gratification, we are not carried by the sabotage. Nobody can you are not carried by the peer group pressure. You don't mind what your peers are going through. We all have different vision to live in the same life. You know, there's one guy. I think this guy is called a good player in Cameroon. I think his name is Samuel Eto'o. So they were asking the interview, as I learned, the interview him, how do you feel that you play in a football team? Most of your friends earn a lot. You earn only most of your friends do not earn like you. They pay you millions of euros, and your friends, your group mates, may have only hundreds of euros. And he responded in French in a very nice expression that he says that les moutons marchent ensemble, mais ne vendent pas le même prix. Les moutons marchent ensemble, mais ne vendent pas le même prix. So you see this lamb, goat, sheep, they can move together, but when they get to the market, they have different prices. That's exactly what I'm saying here. You might be going through a certain situation, you see your friends, they seem to be going faster than you. Don't worry. Delayed gratification can make you achieve your goals, and you can overtake your friends overnight. And in life, it's not all about your friends, it should be yourself. Or when you practice delayed gratification, is to give a better version of yourself, to make yourself better than what you have always been, because you sacrifice for a purpose, because you persevere for a purpose. Otherwise, while others are eating their seed unconsciously, you plant your seed. When it yields fruit, you will get better. So it's important that delayed gratification helps us. It teaches us to be able to control our impulses, so we don't become slave to our impulses, but become master of our desires. That's what I want to share here. Now, we should be very careful the way we look at it. Now, I was saying that, scripturally speaking, if you look at Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. What does it say? Hebrews chapter 12, 1 to 1. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. It says that, the NIV says that, therefore, since we are surrounded by such great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Jesus knew that despite the shame of the cross, remember the cross was meant to be a type of punishment that was meant for hardened criminals. Although he wasn't one, they gave him this punishment as a way to humiliate him, to put shame on him. And lawyers will call this a miscarriage of justice because it was never proven that it was wrong. Yet they gave him this, it was so humiliating. But he persevered because he knew that at the end, there's a greater joy for him. Christians go through certain torments, certain abuse, certain insult, certain frustration, and they are able to resist because they are guided by the scripture, by the faith in Christ Jesus, who has told us to see, as we have seen now in Hebrews chapter 12, 1 and 2, that he was able to resist and persevere because of the joy that comes in the future. Therefore, you are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. Others too went through this same challenge, and those who are able to practice delayed gratification are able to enjoy the presence in heaven. So not everybody was able to cope like that. So if we are able to practice it, we too are going to succeed with the delayed gratification. The same thing, he said that let us throw off everything that hinders and sin that easily entangles. What is hindering us from practicing delayed gratification? Sometimes indiscipline, sometimes peer group pressure, sometimes it's a hardship, sometimes just because we just feel that, oh, let me just consume what I have now. But if we can persevere, scripture says we are able to resist. If we're able to resist, even Jesus Christ will give it a name above every other name, so that at the mention of Jesus, every knee bows, every tongue confesses that Jesus Christ is Lord. So let us practice delayed gratification. It also applies when we are also being hurt. Somebody has insulted us, abused or hurt us, and we can delay our reaction so they can give us time to contemplate and perhaps forget. This only goes further to do what the Right Reverend Mickey Hans Abia, the monitor representation in Cameroon and the diaspora, in his inaugural speech, which he captured, strengthen and edify, for us to live together, accepting each other. He says that if we are able to strengthen each other and edify each other, it gives us a better hope as Christians. Now, that ties with delayed gratification. To be able to strengthen others, you must be able to withhold some reaction of yours, delay some reaction of yours, delay certain reaction, anger, certain frustration, and tend to also tolerate others. When you have delayed gratification, you will not mind what others are saying or going through. You ignore them for the benefit of the scripture and for your own Christian life. Now, so by then, they will learn a lesson from you, even without you speaking. They'll say, so we all want to do to this guy. This guy can do this to me. So delayed gratification helps us in our Christian life to be a lesson to some other people in a way that we may not even speak, they can understand. So they are strengthened, they are edified, they are marveled by what we can do. They say, oh wow, he can do this. That is the advantages of delayed gratification. You don't quickly react because something is done to you. You take your time, you sober reflection. I mean, sometimes we call it like the Reverend Emmanuel B. Maso will call it, say, dignified silence. You see, so people do certain things, and instead of reacting, you stay calm. You are quiet. He calls dignified silence. You don't just react. When you develop that spirit of delayed gratification, you can enjoy like Jesus Christ is enjoying now. He delayed everything. He ignored certain things because he looked at the throne of the cross. Despite the cross he had to carry, despite his pain and frustration, he did not react the way they expected him to react. He looked at it and ignored and delayed the normal reaction, because delayed gratification does not end only with food, as we have in our illustration in the beginning. It goes with every aspect of life. It goes with even with spending, because we said that by those children who were able to practice delayed gratification at that early age, in the later part of their life, when they were 40 and above, that little act of theirs to sacrifice not to eat their food for extra 15 minutes had a bigger effect. That most of those same children were better off academically, were better with social skills. Whatever they were involved in, they were better off because they developed attitude towards discipline. So their lifestyle became an edification to others. Get the point? Their lifestyle can edify others. Their lifestyle can strengthen others. Because sometimes the life we live can be a blessing to many people. So delayed gratification is so important for every Christian. Please, if you are not actually taking time to look at your lifestyle, with delayed gratification, you can even take your motives, you put a scale of preference and divide your goals in terms of maybe steps. You should tell yourself, what do I become in 10 years, in 15 years? How do I achieve it? Now, perhaps you are a student, you are abroad, and you look forward to maybe paying your fees the next 2-3 years. How do you raise it? Perhaps you are trying to get permanent residence somewhere, and you know what is expected. How do you work towards that goal? Perhaps you are trying to get citizenship somewhere. Now you can then look at the goals. They say you need to stay 5 years or more. You need a certain amount of money. Maybe you need the level of language. How do you do it? What do you do now? Because you expect to pay a certain amount of money in future, you take care of your spending now. That is delayed gratification in a sober way. You get the point? So what am I saying? I'm saying that with delayed gratification, the effect becomes big, but it starts from small. Dear friend, let us teach our children, especially those who, Walter Mischel, his study was based on children who were aged between 4 and 6, those ages. And the children who cope, when they were 40 years and above, they still became so resilient, they could resist life temptation. They become big guys in the society. I want to encourage this day. Maybe I speak now, you say, oh, I wish I got this message when I was younger. Oh, I wish I saw this before. I learned this earlier. It's not yet late. Even if you listen to me, you are 70 and above. The few years ahead, you can make it better. Remember, don't make any mistake. The same age, as I learned, the same age that people like Obama finished their term as president was the same age that Donald Trump started his term as president. You get the point? We have different levels of success if you can practice delayed gratification. And life is so funny. What goes around comes around. Guess what? Can I shock you? You see, Mike Tyson, the big guy, Mike Tyson, in about 30 years before now, this is 2025, 30 years behind, he employed a young guy called Donald Trump to be his financial manager, to advise him on how to manage his billions, because he was a multi-billionaire. It's not that the Trump himself was poor, but Trump was employed by Mike Tyson. As we speak now, that same Trump is the current president, because Mike Tyson at that time was one of the toughest, the strongest, the most renowned personalities, multi-billionaire. He was so rich. One of the strongest, one of the biggest, one of the wealthiest in those days. So he had to employ Donald Trump to manage his finances. As we speak now, the same Donald Trump has become the president of one of the strongest nations on earth. And guess what? Mike Tyson is similarly in poverty. You see how life turns around? You see how life goes around? Please, let us not stop to practice delayed gratification. It should be a lifestyle. Because at every level, you should be able to have the ability to sacrifice and push something for the future. You must be able to keep something for the future. You must be able to say, no, I will not eat because I have. I will make a plan for the future. Delayed gratification is so important even for Christians. So that people can see that. You see, sometimes when people go to church and they give offerings, sometimes some people give out of nothing, like the widow's mite. That is delayed gratification also, because she knows very so well that with this little that I do this, I'm preparing my way for something better in future. Life is a bit transactional. What you are doing, you expect to be blessed in the future. And so you put your things together, organize your situation such a way that whatever you are investing in, you invest well and practice delayed gratification so you can gather enough resources to invest in what you have in future. It's like gathering your seed to plant and expect a good harvest. I repeat, please do not eat your seed because you saw some friends eating their fruits or their harvest. Do not eat your seeds because you saw people eating their harvest. Your time to harvest will come if you can invest your seeds today. Therefore, delayed gratification is a blessing to all of us. Please, if you can delay certain things, you can be able to succeed in future. Not everything is supposed to be consumed in the present. Let us be careful not to be carried by temporal excitement, temporal happiness. Maybe you travel abroad. Some people who have been there for many years, and you are just a few years old or few months old. You are trying to compete. You must be compete with care. You must compete with care, because some have delayed their gratification and they are enjoying what they have now. You cannot come today and want to be the same like them. So there's a great difference between instant gratification, enjoying what you have now, feeding it now, and they say, okay, tomorrow take care of itself. Somebody say, eat what you have, tomorrow will take care of itself. That's wrong motivation. And somebody said, what will be, will be. That's one of the expressions that always make me to feel uncomfortable. If people that seem to have understanding will make a statement that what will happen, what will be. No, you have to walk towards what will be. That's where delayed gratification stands for. If you say you eat everything, I don't care, what will be will be. That's a big mistake. And that's a subtle way to practice instant gratification. And most often than not, you end up with regrets. Some people who were carried by the desire of their flesh instantly, maybe living in regret today because they may have carried sickness or they're in problem. Some people were not able to control their urge and they thought they were smarter. They do certain things at the moment. Then later they realize that, if I just persevere a bit, I would have succeeded. Some people are listening to me now who are already divorced because they were carried by instant gratification. And they ask, say, if I have waited a bit, I would have gone with that woman or with that man. Some people saw simple, they fed people because the people seem to be more successful. You don't know where they're coming from. You abandon your own track to follow because everybody is selling puff puff and is making money. You abandon your plantain farm to go and sell puff puff. Don't know what's happening there. Because people seem to be through this way. Please maintain your lane and practice delayed gratification there. Remember, the secret of success in life is in continuity. Keep on doing it over, and before you know it, you are known for that production. Delayed gratification can be a blessing to you and to me. Let us not be carried by what is happening around us. Some people driving flashy cars around us, having big house around us, they might be the same ages with us, but some may have been born with the Bible. Someone said that some people are born with golden spoon. Some people are born great, others achieve greatness, and some greatness is bestowed on them. Now, if you were not born with greatness in a certain family, certain names, you might walk towards your own to achieve your greatness. Maybe one of your friends, greatness may be bestowed on the person. Maybe the person is appointed to a certain office or given certain opportunity. You can still get there gradually. And if you don't get there, you can get your own level that is meant for you. Let us desist from copying, from frustration by God others are succeeding, from doing certain acts that shows that we are not happy because others are not succeeding. Delayed gratification gives us a sense of satisfaction with what we are now because we are focusing that the future will be better. And the future, can I shock you? Our future is easily predictable if we are able to plan. Somebody said, if you fail to plan, you are planned to fail. Delayed gratification is the way forward for you and I, who may not have been born with a golden spoon, who may not have been born with a great name or born great, who may not have even have greatness bestowed on us. We walk towards it. To be what people never expected some of us to be there. And sometimes when you call your name, they say, can anything good come from a corner? Can anything come from this city, from this village? And I say, come and see. Delayed gratification is what is keeping some of us going. We try to look at what we need to have in future. And we focus on it. And we are able to achieve it, it makes us be successful. So please, don't envy anybody. Don't try to be a stumbling block to anybody. Don't get bitter about anybody's success. Carve out your own track and practice delayed gratification. Do you know that you can raise money for your own bank statement? Do you know you can be able to raise money for your own air ticket? Delayed gratification gives us the power to gather and prepare. So when people need to help us, they give us just a bit of help. When we are carried by the enjoyment, the praise, moving around and laughing and joking and forget to work for ourselves, tomorrow we might get angry thinking that others will help us. In reality, nobody owes us anything. That's why with delayed gratification, we are able to raise our own funding to do what is good for us. Nobody owes us anything. If we keep on relying on people, we develop a certain spirit of entitlement, and that may leave us with regret. It is not yet late. This message might be coming at this thing you see, you wish to have had it earlier. No, it's not yet late. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2 is clear. Jesus resisted the cross because he understood resisted the cross because he understood delayed gratification. And today we're talking about him. You also, you should have a goal, something you want to achieve. What is your 2 years plan? What is your 5 years plan? What is your 10 years plan? What is your 15 years plan? Are you planning the 2-3 years and hoping that others will come and give you the money or give you the knowledge or whatever? No. With delayed gratification, you do your whole ahead of time, and you can be able to say, okay, in future, maybe I need 12,000 euros or 15,000 euros. As you start planning now, when that time comes, because you are able to practice delayed gratification and gather and keep, you postpone certain enjoyment, certain visit, certain trip, certain dresses, certain ostentatious lifestyle, certain friends. You reduce your inner cycle because you want to gather. When the time comes, you will not ask from anybody. I want to call this the difference. Delayed gratification is a science that we practice to not consume everything that we have now, to resist temptation now, to ignore attackers now, to withdraw for certain enjoyment in the present, while saving to achieve a goal in the future. Is it a house you intend to buy in some few years to come? The house is supposed to be bought in 10 years. By delayed gratification, you can start saving the money now. The plot is supposed to be bought in 5 years. By delayed gratification, you can start buying saving the money now. Your bank statement to change your status may come in 1 year or 2 or 5 years time. The way to raise that money, it can be through delayed gratification, because you start saving the money now. That child of yours that's going to go to school and you need a certain amount of money. By delayed gratification, you can start withdraw yourself from certain enjoyment, certain social activities, and start gathering the money now. So when the time comes, you can raise the money easily. Do you intend to travel abroad in some years to come? By delayed gratification, you start gathering money that you don't easily. If you want to drink one bottle of drink, may not drink maybe lesser. You eat lesser, you spend lesser. The rest is safe. Don't make no mistake. Don't. That's why I love the system of the Muslim. You see, when I was pastor in Banso, I discovered that when Muslim go through their period of fasting, they actually for instance, if they need to eat 3 times a day, they actually take the food or money for 3 times a day, then they eat the portion for once a day. Get the point? Then the other portion that is not eating, they gather here and keep. Once they harvest, when the fasting is over, they look for somebody that is suffering in that community to come and give the person. When we're in Solan, when they were going through their fasting period, some of them are my friends. After the fasting was over, somebody knocked at my door, and some people came up. They brought us food, a lot of things to give us as gift. I was surprised. Then they explained to us that this is what they did not eat when they were fasting, and said they chose me to come and give my family in this village. You see what I'm saying? So once you are practicing delayed gratification, you don't lazy around. You don't just you actually raise what you are raising, and you keep a portion for a future project that is going to give you better benefits. It's like you doing business in your own house. You have to still collect money for rents, because if that business was not in your house, you will have rented a house. So even if you yourself are working there, you must put yourself on a salary so that you can see if there is profit. Don't say no, it's my business, no, it's my house, and you just do the business anyhow. The business is supposed to pay its rent, pay the workers, including you, so that you can know if you are making profit or not. With delayed gratification, you are able to take your every nitty-gritty, put your things in order, and make your plan in the future. If I have a 10-year plan, how do I break it into 2 years or one year? What do I achieve in each year? So you can say, okay, this year I should not spend like this because I have this future goal. That is the essence of delayed gratification. Frugality, you chop fire. People, they might give you name, stingy man, stingy woman. Delayed gratification. Once you're actually going through delayed gratification, people will call you names, but don't get discouraged. You know what they're looking for. I encourage all these dear friends, let us look at our life. You can change the narrative of your life yourself. By delayed gratification, you will not be angry with uncles or aunties, with relative, brother or sister. I always tell friends that your brother may be wealthy. He owes you nothing. He is not your father or your mother, he's not your parent. Your sister may be wealthy. She owes you nothing because she is not your sister, your mother, nor your father. So when they encourage this, even your parent, once they have brought you up a certain age of maturity, you have to be independent and do things your own way. Knowledge is a powerful tool. What we are sharing now, please, if it makes sense to you, share it. Comment, like, and even ask us questions that we can share, we can bring more to share with us. I have come to realize that at the end of the day, the entire human life revolves around delayed gratification. Some people are successful today because they were able to delay their satisfaction, delay their gratification, delay the enjoyment of their flesh for the moment, resist temptation for the moment. Because if you know how to practice delayed gratification, even adultery, you can resist it. Your husband may not have now, and somebody has something bigger. You know that your own day will come. Your wife may not have now, and you see that women who want to provide for free or seemingly for free. You know your own will surely come. But because you are delaying gratification satisfaction, you are able to be proud of who you are, proud of the work you have worked through, proud of what you have worked together, and part of the future. Don't look at somebody who has seemingly succeeded. You want to just keep and get there. Life is in stages. That's where delayed gratification comes. You cannot skip or take shortcuts. Some people who were successful 3 years ago, who did not actually practice it. If somebody comes and gives you $100 million or euros, you may not succeed so well if you don't know how to practice delayed gratification. Therefore, what am I saying? Let us develop the attitude of delayed gratification. How? By having clear goals about what we want to achieve in future and how we can achieve it. One of the most plausible way to achieve it is by practicing delayed gratification. Not consuming everything now, because we have plans that what we will save will give us more in the future. Jesus Christ did that, as we saw in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. Therefore, I encourage dear friends, what are you going through? Take it of your time and practice delayed gratification. And I pray for the sacrifice that you will make. May it bring you blessing. Because you are able to persevere, to wait a bit, I pray that may you be able to succeed. Whatever you sacrifice and keep, may it produce more for you. I pray that because you are able to resist the urge to consume your seed while others are eating their harvest, as you plant that seed, may your harvest also be great, that you will enjoy too. Because you're able to resist the temptation of the moment, you can keep something for the future. May it be a blessing to you. Whatever you're going through, is it pain? Be careful the way you react. Because sometimes a little temporal reaction can cause a big accident in future or devastation in future. But if we can resist, if we can delay our action, if we can take our time and think again, it might be a blessing to people. Whatever you are going through, dear friends, may God bless you. May we stay well. May you be successful. Delayed gratification, I think, is my best advice for you. Practice it and thank me later. God bless you.